I do now.
Hello everyone and welcome and thank you for tuning into my channel. My name is Karma and tonight we are doing Adventures League DDAL04-05, the Seer, part of our 13 weeks of horror every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So the intro for tonight's quest is hidden from. The time has come. Okay, I was muted there for a second. The time has come to venture beyond the village of Erasnu and explore the realms of Barovia. However, in your travels, you happen across an unusual tribe of people. Distrusted denizens of the demiplane of dread. Do the Vistani truly possess the ability to see the future? Or is it a simple parlor trick and deceit? Okay, so tonight we have Ash. Say hi.
Hello.
And we have Angelo.
Hello.
And Asgrim.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Asgrim.
Okay, so this adventure is going to begin off with a party. You're in a snowy forest outside Erasno. Day is kind of overcast, but still gloomy. With snow ranging from a few inches to about a foot deep. And the snow it blankets the deep forest. Although you have been exploring the forest for most of a day, you have yet to come across another person or a sign of civilization. A few wide spaces between
Cut out
the
there,
trees.
Honest.
Cut out.
Cut out. Testing. Can you hear me?
Just a snippet.
Okay. All right. The microphone
I hear you
close to
now.
my mouth. Okay. What's the last thing you heard?
It's a very cold day, snowy.
Oh, wow, okay. So snow blankets the deep forest. Although you have been exploring the forest for most of a day, you have yet to come across another person or sign of civilization. A few wide spaces between the trees hint at rough trails, but the snow makes it difficult to discern whether they are man-made, footpaths, or game trails. What do you do?
Asgrim leans down and begins to brush some of the snow off the ground with his hands and inspect these game trails more closely, then try to discern them.
Okay, give me a survival check.
That's a 15, sorry.
No problem. You look at the tracks and you can discern that those are the tracks of bears. In fact, 4 brown bears are charging at you from the undergrowth to attack you.
Alright, that answers the question.
Let the games begin.
shit. Do any of you remember if the brown ones can climb trees?
If they really want to, but I don't think that you're going to get up there before they get here.
I think they'd take down a tree, honestly.
All right, roll for initiative, everyone.
It's one of those moments where I regret not being the kind of druid that talks to animals.
All right, Angelo, it's your first go.
Let's see. Angelo's gonna sprint over here and try and
With your longbow, you draw back your bow and you shoot with the longbow, and you hit the bear. For how much damage? For 4 piercing damage.
yeah.
All right, Ash, it's your go.
Well, I'd say it's pretty weird to see 4 brown bears doing this all together. So I'm going to assume that there's something strange going on here. But in the interest of keeping everybody alive for just a little while longer, I guess I'm going to cast Entangle to slow them down a bit. They're pretty strong, so I don't think it's going to actually entangle very many of them. So I need a 20-foot square.
Okay. All right, you should have control of it.
I guess we'll put it there and cross our fingers. And let's see here. Ashali will take a few steps over here to try to get a better view, and then I'm done.
All right, I'm rolling for saves here. Let's see. What is your DC spell save?
14.
14. Okay, all but one fail their save.
Not bad for big, strong bears.
Alright, ask damage, go.
I'll heap a hex on this first bear that was able to break through our lines, and I'll advance up to it and give him a poke with the rapier. 22 to hit.
It's a nice solid here for 8 piercing damage.
Or from the hex, and I'll throw a superiority die on top of that in order to make
Okay.
him make a DC 13 wisdom save or be frightened.
Rolled a 16.
I'm afraid of it, frankly. And that's my turn.
Alright, Angelo.
Well. That's probably a miss, huh?
No, your 13 is a hit.
Oh, hey.
The bear at this point is very injured and very bloody. Ash, it's your go.
Oh yes, well seeing that the blood bear is grievously wounded, I'll take this opportunity to totally defy my nature as a druid and come kill it, or at least attempt to. I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff as a bonus action. Move up here next to bear, and I'm going to bonk it.
Okay.
Don't feel bad, child. We'll wear it when it's dead.
And that is a hit.
Child is such a strange thing to call someone who's over 150 years old.
You will look quite fetching for your age.
You hit over the head, and it falls to the ground dead as it comes at you. Alright, so 2 of the bears have broken free, and 1 is still trapped. Asgrim, as you go.
I'll leap atop their fallen comrade. And I will transfer the hex to the top one and to attack it when it moves into range. I suddenly go sliding out from under.
I didn't catch the last part of what you said.
Yeah, that's it. Just holding the action.
Alright, Angela.
Well, I'm going to saunter up next to my buddy over here, and I'm going to shoot an arrow at this dude. That one.
Okay. And it's a miss. Your arrow goes off into the trees.
Oh, he is no good with arrows. Bow and arrow.
Ash? Ash?
Yeah, okay, let's see here. I guess, one of them is still entangled, right?
Correct.
Alright, whichever one it is that's entangled, Ashali is going to shoot it with her short bow. So she has
Okay.
advantage.
Alright, it's a hit. Alright, the bear's turn. Alright, Asgrim, go ahead and take your reaction.
11 to hit.
11 does hit.
5 piercing and 3 necrotic.
Alright, let's see. So the bear that you just swung at, it misses you with his claw, but hits you with his bite for 12 piercing damage.
Ugh.
And Angelo, quite the opposite. The bite misses, but the bear hits you with his paw for 9 piercing. The third bear still failed its save. Alright, Asgrim, let's go.
Steady on, Angelo. We're going to be wearing these things within the hour.
You might be wearing them. I'll be eating them.
Alright, Rapier is hit for 11.
What a grisly vision you've given me.
Glad you liked it.
Alright, Angelo.
Well, it's time to whack some bears. Hit some bears. The one on the bottom I miss.
No, you hit because you have advantage, so you roll a 7, 13. 13 hits.
Ooh.
For 5. Alright, Ash.
Alright, let's see here. Ashali is not too keen on the idea of leaping into claw bite range with these bears, so, she doesn't feel comfortable shooting her short bow into melee, but she will thorn whip. So I guess, is there one that we've been beating up on more than the other?
That'd be the top one.
Alright, yes, so thorn whip the top one.
Alright, and it's a hit for Alright. My dice do not do anything. The bears all miss you, and the other bear is still stuck. Asgrim.
I've never seen wildlife behave like this before. 9 probably misses.
Yes, it's a miss.
That's my turn.
And Angela?
Time to get me some bear burgers. And whack him.
And it's a hit. Which one are you hitting? The top one or the bottom one?
Bottom one. Sorry.
This is Angelo's way of making spaghetti and meatballs.
Alright, Ash, it's your go.
Yes, well, one time, I was near a winery that had some serious issues and leaked quite a bit of their product into a local stream. And you would be surprised what happens to wildlife in such situations.
Your thorn whip is a miss. Alright, Asgrim, the bite from the bear hits you for 9 piercing damage.
Noted.
Alright, Angela, the bite from the bear and bite.
I'll impose disadvantage on the bite with my reaction.
Okay. On yours or on mine? On the one I just did?
Oh, on Angelo's. I can't do it on my own. Only on an ally with 5 feet.
Okay. So only one of the bites hit. Only one of the bites. The claw misses and the bite hits for 10 piercing damage.
Thanks.
The third bear is now for Asgrim.
Angelo, I've never tried to eat something that ate me back first.
And there's a hit for 9, 10, 11.
Is the bear still alive?
It is barely alive, yes.
I will throw a superior
Barely.
on top of that. Or 8 damage.
Killing the bear.
And I will action surge, step forward, and start on the next one. Use my bonus action to transfer hex first.
Okay.
10 probably missing.
Nope, it's a miss.
That will end my turn there.
Ash, it's your go.
Alright, well, seeing that the final bear has shaken off the vines that are covering it, Ashali is going to cease concentrating on her entangle spell. And she's going to step forward and whack a bear with her shillelagh quarterstaff.
This is like whack-a-mole. You're gonna whack a bear.
That's a very bad sign.
And it's a miss.
But I will again
Alright,
impose
Angelo.
disadvantage on the one attacking Angelo.
Okay.
Did you skip over my turn?
Did I?
I think you did.
Alright, go ahead and go then. I'm gonna
Okay, I think you
whack
know
or
what I'm
something.
gonna do.
Yep. It's a hit. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so the bear, one of his attack is misses, and the other one hits for 6 piercing damage. On any. And Asgrim, the bear moves closer but misses you with both of his attacks.
If you had a beak, then I'd be worried.
It's your go.
I'll poke him right back. No, I won't.
Ash, it's your.
Alright, we're just going to bonk the one in front of Ashali again. You can keep trying until he falls.
And it's a hit this time.
Ooh, I heard that.
A good solid thunk. Knocks the bear to the ground. Angelo, check up.
I'm gonna move over closer to the bear. And then I'm gonna smack him. Or not.
Okay, your smacking misses, but you do hear off in the very distance from where you are. You hear like drumming, echoing off in the distance.
I hear drums. Are we about to experience the Great Hunt?
It's the bear fair.
All right, the bear. Asgrim.
Poke poke.
No poking. And Ash.
Alright, let's see here. Ashali will step forward here so that she's flanking along with Angelo. And it's clobbering time.
And it's a hit. 8-9 for 9 critical. You hit the bear, and it kind of stumbles as you come crashing down on it. Angelo, check out.
I'm gonna whack another bear.
You
21
miss
hits,
with
I
the
imagine,
lance.
because we're flanking.
Oh, yes, sorry, you're flanking. 21 does hit. Alright, I brought my unweighted dice, and Asgrim and Jacob.
Asgrim will give a brief look of regret at this great beast as it goes tumbling down, with everyone jamming into it simultaneously. "25 damage on that crit.
Yes, and you'd run the bear through, clean through, so the fact that it dies.
A clean death is the best we could give these poor creatures.
And now we eat. But first, drums.
A little music for dinner, I suppose. Although music and ritual go hand in hand in this plane, and I haven't found a single ritual in this place that I'd like to see completed.
Well,
So you're standing
Food
in the
is
middle of
food.
the woods, snow's coming down, and you have 4 giant brown bears dead around you. And you hear drumming off in the distance.
I want to look at the bear carcasses and see if there's anything like of note about them. Like, you know, are they wearing collars or anything just noticeable?
No, they're not wearing collars or anything, but you can tell that they're kind of like you see some of their ribs, and they look very kind of thin. You can tell they were very hungry.
So the drumming, was it coming in the direction of the bears as well?
Kind of off to the where you're standing at, to the northwest, off into the woods.
Ashali's going to cast Goodberry, and let's see here. I don't really know how hurt y'all are, but she's going to, I guess, give 5 berries to Angelo and 5 to Asgrim.
thanks.
Much appreciated. This is the first sweet thing I've tasted since I came to the mists.
Well, you wanna go see what the drumming is all about?
I, your heroes, we run toward the stupid and dangerous.
Sounds good to me, let's go.
Maybe it's a party.
Maybe there's bear meat to eat.
There certainly wasn't any on these ones.
A few marrow bones for cracking, perhaps.
Nice trophy of a bearskin blanket if you want one.
I could probably make a stew if you like.
Oh, I'm always up.
Alright, so we go in to investigate the drumming noise?
I think that's the
What are
consensus.
you making, Stu?
Yes.
Okay.
It's either that or this will be the most boring adventure ever. We just camp under a tree somewhere and like, that's the end of the story now.
Making stew.
Bears to kill.
Daily life with the three of them in Ravenloft under a tree
So
eating
you
bears.
go through the woods following the sound of the drums. And as you get closer, you hear like drums, but you also hear woodwind instruments, kind of some stringed instruments. And all of a sudden, the woods open up to an area. And in this area, there's 7 godly painted wagons with round wooden roofs. And they fill a large clearing in the forest. The wagons form a large circle around a blazing campfire. 24 humans surround the fire, playing musical instruments and dancing. They are all dark-haired and light-skinned, and range from young children to the elderly. Their mismatched clothing is well-worn, indicating a rough life on the open road.
Astani, I suspect.
I approach with a friendly expression and go, "Hey there!"
As you come out of the woods and approach the camp, a rangy, weathered man approaches with his hands held out to his sides. His clothing is just as mismatched as the others, and he wears a sky blue headscarf. The others in the camp move differentially to let him pass, indicating that he holds some sort of authority in the group. Welcome and well met to you. With an open heart, I invite you to share my family's fire. It is rare for us to ever welcome Georgios into our camp, but our need is great. First, please respect and enjoy our traditional activities. Then there will be some time for discussion.
Great
What sort
kindness
of
and
activity?
hospitality.
What sort
Go
of
on.
activities?
You move closer around the campfire, and people are laughing and telling stories and just enjoying like some food and some drink.
Look, as long as it's not card reading, I've had bad experience with that now.
Angelo's all over that food.
I'm feeling pretty full from the good berries, personally.
Yes, you two are actually quite well fed. While everyone's just making merry, Ashali is just going to use druidcraft and mending to impress the young people with her natural magic.
The crowd is definitely oohed and awed by your magic. And as the evening it comes more to near sundown, the music around the campfire picks up in tempo.
I've never been much of a dancer.
Angelo's gonna go dance. He sucks, but he dances like crazy.
The prostonata calls the crowd around the campfire. Captain Elias, the one that greeted you, leans into you. It is a traditional dance, fast and seductive. Our Anika dances it well. Look, she invites you to dance it with her, to match her step for step as she sways, and she approaches Asgrim to join her in dance.
Oh, woman, please, I've got one back home, and if she finds out, she'll kill me.
She shrugs and looks over at Angelo.
Angelo's all for it. He's got like the puppy dog look, like the excited puppy dog. You picked me! You picked me!
So she grabs you by the hand and pulls you up, and the music increases in tempo as you try to follow her moves to learn this dance. Give me a acrobatics check.
Good luck.
You follow her steps just as she is, and you do a great job of following her. And she twirls and she spins. Give me another acrobatics check.
Sorry, wrong one.
You twirl and spin with her gracefully as you move about the campfire, dancing in this dance. Give me one more acrobatics check. Oh, but you trip and you fall and you stumble as she tries to make some kind of weird move that you couldn't just quite follow. But everyone still cheers and congratulates you for attempting the dance with them.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You come and you sit down next to your friends, and you're panting.
Grinning like a fool.
Asgrim claps Angelo on the back, says, "Brave boy, dancing with gypsies."
Hey, it's not often you get to go play with the ladies.
Well, speak for yourself.
I am.
I thought they taught you conversation and oblige as part of the nobility.
Well, see, my family's a little bit different than the typical noble family, so there's, that issue.
Please, not another cadre of vampires. I do notice that you are naturally pale.
Ha! No worries. I hate the vampires as any other fool does.
So Captain Eli, he stands up and he motions for quiet. As the crowd around begins to hush down to listen to what he has to say. Tonight, I will give the Dorok the nightly tale or lesson. Although a Dorok can sometimes be very long, I sense that we are all weary, and I do not wish to bore our guests tonight. The man winks in your direction and drops his voice to a low, solemn tone. We Vistani are people of family of tradition. We do not turn our hands, heads, or hearts against each other. To do so is to forsake what it is to be Vistani. Those that break the faith of their people can no longer participate in this life. They are exiled from the family and called Mortu, or the living dead. No Vistani will harbor a Mortu. They are marked as an exile. This is not a mark that can be seen with the eye, but a mark that every Vistani feels when looking upon a Mortu. The crime itself is not visible. Perhaps he killed an uncle in anger, or perhaps he thought to get drunk rather than mind his young nephew and boys came to harm. We know not why a Mortu was exiled. When we look upon him, only that he is no longer one of the Vistani. Oh, I think it times out after a while. What was the last thing you heard?
We know not why.
We know not why a Mortu was exiled when we look upon him, only that he is no longer one of the Vistani. For some Vistani, compassion upsets the heavy weight of tradition. A family provides comfort and shelter to a Mortu. It seems a kindness to one who appears, but it is not Vistani. But it is not the nature of man in his past actions. The Mortu will drink again or murder again, and suffering will surely follow. We hold our traditions because they keep us safe. Safe from the wild beasts, safe from the violent Georgios, and safe from the wickedness of Mortu. That is as it is. A respectful night's sleep to all. And then everyone begins to get up and pick their stuff up and head to their trailers.
Where are we going to stay for the night? I'm cool with camping out and all, but it is a little chilly.
You notice that some of the Vistani start unrolling blankets and bedrolls near the fire, while some of them go into their Vardos.
I think sleeping up a tree with this lot might be the best idea. Keep your coin purse safe, if nothing else.
tree it is
So
then.
the captain and another person walks up to you. He introduces himself. He not introduces himself. He introduces the person. He introduces the person as Donnie. And he explains that Donnie is engaged to a girl from another Vistani family, the Moslavriks. The Bogaravs and the Slavriks cross paths no more than once or twice about each year. But, such meetings were enough for Donnie to fall in love with Layla, a Moslavrik girl. And Donnie explains to you that he and Layla were to wed within the next few days, as the Moslavriks are now camped only a few miles away from them. But Donnie heard rumors that a Mortu, a handsome young man named Hansi, has been following the Moslavrik family. And although the Moslavriks refuse to shelter or aid the Mortu, he's persistent in attempting to woo Layla. And Donnie has heard that Layla's affections may be turning to Hansi, despite her promises of love to Donnie, her upcoming wedding, and the stern admonishments of her own family. Donnie is worried that Hansi could be dangerous. If he cannot win Layla's affections, he might hurt or kidnap her.
Well, I suppose we should speak with Layla.
So Donnie,
Seems a great.
he nods at what you say and says, yes, I really would like for you to go on behalf of myself, because it is forbidden for someone getting ready to be married to approach the other family at all. And that's kind of tradition. Now, if you would go on his behalf to profess his love for Layla and to present her with a gift.
So was Layla consulted about this arrangement at all? Does she know that she's to be wed to you?
Yes. But I'm afraid that with this Mortu, he is wooing her solely from him. But he cannot go and talk to her, so he needs the three of you to do so for him. And he hands you a box, and inside this box is a fan, like a handmade fan, like you fan yourself. And who's going to reach out and take the box?
I will.
All right, Angela, you take the box from him, and with this, he tells you that it's a magical fan. It's a wind fan. It's made from the finest parchment, and when you fan it, it emits a pleasant floral scent and warm wind. And as you look at the three of you, he says, if you happen to see this Mortu, just drive him away any way you wish to do so.
I'm afraid that sounds like it's a bit beyond the scope of what would be acceptable.
And our pay.
Sounds like some real old country justice. You find a few outsiders to go rough up a would-be groomsman before the wedding, make sure he knows his place in the community. I think we'll speak to this woman and see what her intent is with your gift before we do anything else. Thank you for this trinket.
As he nods to you, to the three of you, he walks off to go to sleep, and the captain lets you know that you are welcome to stay here for the night as an honored guest, and it'd be safer to leave and explore the other family's camp in the morning time.
Sounds legit. Angelo's gonna go find a tree and climb in it to sleep.
Asgrim will go with Angelo, and while they're walking away, I'll say, so what do you think about this? Does this fit your sense of noblesse oblige to go rough up some poor cattle thief or drunkard because he's fallen in love with the wrong woman?
Could go either way. We'll just have to see where the cards fall, I guess.
The last time I saw where the cards fell, a great deal of mist enveloped me and drug me into this never-ending plane of darkness, so...
You say that as if it's a bad thing. Think of all the fame you'll get once you get out of here.
Well, I've certainly met a few friends in my time here, so there's something to be said for that.
Angelo grins very widely at those words.
Right, well, keep your noodle close. It's never a quiet night's sleep around here.
Oh, don't worry.
And Ash, I assume that you are spending the night here as well.
Yes, Ashali is going to sit by the fire and meditate for 4 hours.
So in the morning time, the captain walks out and he gives you directions, and directions that you can't. Is that a long rest? No, it's not a long rest. It would be a short rest. The captain gives you directions to the Maslavrik's camp, and they're fairly close. Not one that you can definitely won't take you hours and hours to find. So you follow the directions, and the thick pine forest is broken by a large stony clearing in the lee of a large hill. 5 barrel-topped... Hit dice... Okay. 5 barrel-topped wagons stand in a close ring. Unlike the gaudy and cheerful Bogorav's wagons, these wagons are dull brown in color and festooned with utilitarian tools of all types. Smith implements, farmer's tools, and bellows. The campfire within the ring of the wagons is small, and a score of sullen humans work at fixing wheels, shining shields, or other mundane crafts. They eye you suspiciously, hands near their weapons, alert for danger.
We're just the wedding party. Excuse us. We don't mean to interrupt you during your business.
A gentleman approaches you. He looks to be about 40 years old, and you can tell that he looks older than 40, though, due to a hard life as a traveling blacksmith and an armor maker.
Good day, sir.
It asks you what brings you here for the wedding party. It's not for several days.
Well, we happened to run into the what is their name, the Bogarevs?
Mm-hmm.
Just this night previous, and we had a conversation with a young man who is to be wed to a young woman, supposedly from this family, and he expressed concern. Something which, based on the way that he worded it, you might be concerned about going on as well. And so we have come to suss out what can be done and to perhaps deliver a gift from him so that his love for the young maiden will be known.
Do you know the name of this girl?
Layla.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that you were here and for the actual wedding party and not just trying to sneak into our camp. We're very wary of Giorgio's. But unfortunately,
with good reason.
About 4 nights ago, Layla, she stayed out in the woods past nightfall. We suspected that she was trysting with Hansi, but she insisted that she was not doing so. But since that time, she has really kind of started to act distant, and keeps to herself in her Vardo. And we hardly see her.
How
Think
old is the
something
girl?
is wrong with think something is wrong with the girl, but we don't know what it is.
How old is the girl?
Oh, why the girl is at least 17.
I don't think I heard you there.
Oh, she is at least 17. We don't necessarily go by the same age as Giorgio's, but she is of age to be married.
Aye, your moon calendar makes very little sense to me. What about this Hansi fellow?
Oh, him. Yeah, we do not talk much about him as he is more too. But he has been seen lurking about the outskirts of the camp.
Can you tell me for what this man was made more to?
Can you say it again?
Can you tell me for what this man was made more to?
I cannot.
If you believe there's a chance that Layla was trysting with this Mortu man, and she came back seeming so off, are you concerned at all that she befell any harm while she was away?
She did not appear to be harmed when she came back, but she's just been keeping to herself in her Vardu all day. And we only see her every once in a while, and she only interacts with her family very rarely.
And her parents, where are they?
Her parents are no more with us, are no longer with us.
So
Maybe
what members
you
of her family are she closest to?
The family are us. The Vistani are family.
Is there anyone in the camp that she's particularly close to, or was before she went out the other night?
Yes, she had a close friend, but she has not been seen for a day as well.
So wait, did the friend disappear after Layla started acting strange, or before, or around the same time?
Come to think of it, yes.
So sorry, was it before or after?
After.
Okay. Well, shite, I'm a little bit more concerned about some young girl's disappearance than I am absolving this woman of her love for some miscreant. Have you been looking for this girl?
It is not out of our nature to go and explore for a bit and be gone for a day or two and come back. But we are travelers, you see. We always return back to our camp.
Where was she last seen?
Her friend?
Yes.
She was seen leaving here and going off into the woods.
It's always the bloody woods with these people. Werewolves, the woods. Skeletons, the woods. Ghosts, the woods. When do you stop
Undead.
going into the woods?
Well, it seems that whether or not there are more important matters to take care of, it all is centered around Layla. I ask you, sir, would it be possible for us to speak with her?
Why, certainly. As he leads you through the camp and by the people, they still kind of hesitantly take their hands away from the weapons, discerning whether you're a friend or foe. And he leads you kind of to this Vardo. And when you get there, he gasps that the door to her Vardo is just hung wide open. And he runs up to the Vardo, and there's nobody inside.
I'm gonna look for tracks.
Has she gone traveling
Okay.
as well, you suspect?
Give me an investigation. You do make out some tracks on the ground, but you can't, with your skill, you can't discern whether they're animal or persons.
What tracks?
You know, I thought I saw some tracks for a moment there, but could it be a raccoon? Could it be a human?
Oh shit, I think that's another bear.
Perhaps a sloth.
Get ready to fight.
Well, if I see some, if I
Okay,
if I
I'll be
kind of
nice.
see some tracks, and I'm not sure.
I'll be nice. I was just seeing if you
I'm not
guys
sure
would
what they are.
catch.
Can we follow?
I was just getting to see if you guys would catch what I said. All right, so you do look at down the tracks. There's two sets of tracks. They're footprints. They lead away from the camp into the snowy forest.
Are they disappearing into the snow? Like, is snow still falling?
Not in the way you're thinking. The tracks will be there for a little bit.
Yeah. I was mostly wondering if we could gauge, like, how fresh the tracks are, based on how filled in they would be if the snow was falling.
You can tell by looking at them that the tracks were probably made during the night sometime. So several hours.
See, Angelo, this is what happens when we dance with gypsies. Young girls die.
Oh, well, that's kind of disappointing. Should we go after them?
And
Games afoot.
you see two young boys come running from the woods, running as fast as they can towards the camp, and they catch up to where you're standing at, and they tell the man that you're talking to. They tell you that they eagerly followed the foot tracks, and they saw her leave in the middle of the night and try to find where she was going. And it was too late that they could tell that by her tracks they were several hours a head start, and they traveled very quickly, and that the kids couldn't keep up.
That's very brave of you, children. Bloody hell, I don't know why you all keep running into the woods in this area, but good on you.
They have to have fun somehow now.
Well, I'm concerned for the safety of this young woman and her friend. I ask, sir, speaking to the gentleman who's currently accompanying us, perhaps you have some horses that can be spared so that we may make up the time between us.
Why, certainly. And he waves over to some people and he tells them to go fetch a couple horses for you.
Good thinking, Ash.
He says, "Do hurry. I feel like that maybe she's ran off with this Mortu, and she may be in danger."
Angelo gets on his horse and promptly falls off of it.
What did they train you in?
Well, not much.
AJ Porter and web streams.
He tries again.
Look, it should be archery, leathers, conversation, how to dress yourself, and how to
Hey,
carve.
I know how to dress myself. I got that down, except my shoes. Can't tie my laces.
You've got two of those buttons out of order too, if you notice.
Well, most people don't look that close, so Why are you looking at my chest?
Well, when you're dressed all in gold cloth and finery, it makes it difficult not to.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
true.
so what are we doing? We looking at...
I thought we were waiting for the horses.
That's what I
No,
thought
the
too.
horses are here.
Yeah, we hop on the horses and patter a while.
Angelo ties himself to his horse so he doesn't fall off again.
Regulators, mount up.
Gonna
Alright,
head
so
off
I
into the
guess
woods?
we're going to...
What are we doing?
We'll follow the tracks
follow
on
the
horseback.
tracks.
So you take off on the horse. The dense trees give way to a large, rocky clearing nearly 100 feet in diameter. At the bottom of this clearing, 7 massive weather-worn stones jet from the ground like blunt, misshapen teeth. At the center of these standing stones is a small hill bearing a flat, table-like rock. A man is stretched across the table, bound with ropes and struggling weakly. A Vistani woman stands above him, her pallid skin hanging loosely on her frame. She holds aloft a stone bowl in a clawed hand. Let me change your map. Oh, and you
I
probably need
think we need
tokens.
to take them alive.
Alright, we're not just going to chalk this one to cultural differences, right? That's clearly a human sacrifice.
Let's watch. It looks like it might be fun.
I mean, I'm willing to look the other way in some cases, depending on just what kind of a guy this is. However, let's find out first.
Okay, so I put your tokens up in the upper left-hand corner. You can kind of arrange them kind of up in that corner how you want to arrange them. And I want to point out that in your pursuit of the tracks, it's gotten to be almost evening. There were several hours and hours ahead of you. And Angela, you realize that the box that you were given with the sweet-smelling fan inside of it, it kind of now smells like
Yes.
a carrion stench.
You've cut out.
The box now, instead of having like a floral scent coming from the fan and from the box, it now is kind of emitting like a carrion stench.
Ooh, spooky.
What is it with all your characters? Especially with a fart cat and with a fart noble?
Well, I'm just lucky but like that, I guess. I'm not
I
smelly in
didn't
real
say
life, am I?
anything. I didn't say anything about farts.
No, don't bring her over here.
Let's see here. I guess I can try to entangle this person to stop what they're doing. I mean, does it look like they're getting ready to, like, plunge a dagger into this guy's chest or something?
It definitely looks like it's a ritual of some kind.
Can I do a perception check to see if I recognize the guy at all? To see if it's, Donnie or a guy we don't know?
Sure. By the way that he's dressed, he looks like he's he was a Vistani of one family or another at one time. By the way he's colorfully dressed.
But he doesn't look like Donnie.
No, he does not look like Donnie.
Does this person know that we're here? Like, have they reacted to our presence at all?
Not at this moment, no.
And so what exactly is she doing, like, hand-wise? You know, what is she doing with her hands over this man? Just holding a bowl?
Yeah, holding a stone bowl.
Any spooky chanting or anything like that? She's just standing there.
You stand there and you listen to her, see if she's saying anything. As she is doing some kind of chant, but she has noticed you now and looks over at you. And you can tell that this was maybe the frame of a beautiful young woman, but now she is definitely, some by her teeth, she hisses at you as some kind of vampire.
Boy, is this consensual what you're doing out here?
It's a vampire. I don't care if it's consensual or not. I'm entangling her.
I think in 2 games I haven't rolled higher than 10 on initiative.
All right, Ash, it's your go.
Alright, Ashali's going to cast Entangle there around my blue square. And then, as a bonus action, she'll cast Shillelagh and step up to here.
All right, Angelo, it's your go.
I'm going to.
Oh, where'd this guy come from?
As you step forward, Ash, you do notice that there's hiding around the corner of one of the stones was 2 other figures hiding.
Lovely. I'm going to
Angelo.
step forward, open but stone column. Do I see this guy?
Yes, everyone sees him now.
Okay, then I'm going to shoot at him.
And is a miss.
That is all.
She makes her saving check, and she flies kind of like off of the pedestal. Excuse me, off of the pedestal, and at you, Ash. And what's your? She tries to claw at you, but misses both times. And the other gas that was in your square pass as well. Angela, the gas comes running at you, and it claws you for 7 slashing damage.
Ow.
And I need a Constitution saving throw.
You said 7?
Yes. And you passed your saving throw. All right, Asgrim.
Asgram shouts to Ashley, "Courage, my lady. We won't make it out of here without killing at least a few of these fanged freaks." And we use a bonus action to rally her. I give her 6 temporary HP. And then I will attack this ghast. 11 to hit.
And it's a miss.
And I will... Actually, I'll take one more step over here and end my turn.
All right, Ash, it's your go.
Alright, well, this is a concerning situation. Let's see here. Would not have come so far forward if I knew this gas floor here. Also here, Ashali will cast a moonbeam. She's going to cease concentrating on her entangle since nobody's even in its range. And she's going to cast moonbeam. And I'll just repurpose this token. And I guess that's kind of all that she can really do here. Yeah.
Asgrim and Angela, do you know what Moonbeam does?
Say again?
Do you know what Moonbeam does?
Basically damage if I move through it.
Yes. And what is the number I have to roll for a saving throw?
Your target number is 14.
Okay. All right, Constitution. I failed. And I failed.
Well, if she's actually a vampire, at least it's radiant damage.
Yeah, I think that stops the regen.
All right. Angela, what you got?
The green tea, is that...
That's the moonbeam.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna whack this guy.
All right. And it's a hit.
Woohoo!
Until he's very badly damaged. All right, and all my attacks miss. The vampire misses Ash, and the gas misses Asgrim, and Ash, you get hit. You get missed by the gas behind you. And Asgrim, what you got?
I'll take a 5-foot step south in order to put myself in a position to protect Ashley from the vampire spawn's attacks. I'll use a bonus action to hex the gas to my northeast, then we'll attack him with my rapier. With a crit,
Oh, it's a
and
critical
I'll throw a
hit.
superiority die on there because I'm obligated to.
And just chop him in half, slice him straight through, and he just falls over. Bloop.
Well, it's a good use of a turn, and I will end it.
Ash, it's your go.
Alright, let's see here. Ashali, concerned for her personal safety and being surrounded by enemies, is strongly considering disengaging. Let's see here. Yeah, let's disengage back to here.
Sounds good. Angelo, it's your go.
I'm gonna dart over to this other ghouly thingy guy, and I'm gonna whack him.
All right, and that is a hit from your silvered great axe of doom
Doom!
for 16 slashing damage. All right, now it's time for. All right, so I made my moonbeam save. So, oh, you already did it. Thank you for 6 damage. All right, Asgram, the vampire woman, she reaches out and she claws you for 8 slashing damage.
I stumble back, thankful that she didn't grapple me.
And the gas misses with his claws and his bite at you, Angelo. And it's Asgrim's turn.
I step up again to put my shield between Angelo and the ghast. Then I turn to address the vampire. And I say, back into the moonlight with you. And I miss. And I action surge, and I strike again. Hit with the action surge. I'll throw a superiority die on there.
You're hitting the vampire one, right?
Menacing attack. Yeah, the vampire. And that's a menacing attack with a DC 13 wisdom save.
And I failed.
She's staying right there in the moonlight. And that's my turn.
All right, Ash, it's your go.
Alright, let's see here. Since I don't have to move my moonbeam at all right now, Ashali is going to fire her short bow at the vampire.
And it's a hit. You hit it with your arrow, and it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you thought it did. Angelo, what you got?
I'm going to smack him. Or not.
Yes, with your great axe, it is definitely a miss there. I have to make my save. Oh, here, I can tell this way. So, chat, you can only hear me sometimes. So, I failed my save with a 9. Okay, so I failed my save. For Asgram, the lady reaches out at you and she bites you for 5 piercing damage and 6 necrotic damage.
And my max HP is reduced, right?
Correct. Let's see. The reduction lasts until you do a long rest.
Right.
Angelo, the gas reaches out and hits you for 10 slashing damage. And
I'll
give me a
use my
Constitution
reaction
saving.
on that.
Oh, it
for
makes
the
a miss.
disadvantage.
Yeah. Once you said reaction, I was like, I know what you're gonna do. So it makes it a miss. You don't make any
Attack
Constitution.
miss. So the whole attack missed.
All right, Asgram. Yes, the whole attack miss.
As
Thank
Graham
you.
goes back, darting with this wound from his neck, smacks the ghast's claw away with his shield and says, "Fall in this ghostly flame, you fiend." Manages to hit for once. For 9 damage.
GG.
And hell, let's throw another
It's GG.
superiority die on there. With the menacing attack.
Yes. And you killed the ghast.
Oh, that was intended for the vampire, sorry.
Oh,
The ghast springs back to life.
they're alive. She screams in pain as you lop her head off.
I watch her corpse just incinerate in the moonlight, and I'm very pleased with myself.
All
She's
right,
totally
Ash,
gonna
you go.
turn out to not be a real vampire, isn't she?
Alright, let's see here. Shali's going to use her action to swoop the moonbeam. A giant column of moonlight seems to travel around the map. Over here, so it is now on this cast, and not my friends.
And
And she's going to take her move up to here.
What?
You can't all be winners.
Angelo, it's your go.
Wacky whack time. Actually, smacky smack time.
It's a critical hit. For 8, 9, 10, for 20.
He totally did that on accident. What
Okay.
actually happened is he just kind of was flailing around, so he just accidentally maybe a ghoul thing.
Breathing heavily, ensuring that both Angelo and Ashley are still alive. And after a moment, Husband steps over to this man to see if he's managed to survive the fight. You're looking a little burnt by moonlight there, my boy.
You walk over and you help the gentleman off of the table. He's just, you tell he's beat up pretty badly and very winded.
Do moonburns look like sunburns, by the way?
Do what?
Do moonburns look like sunburns?
The moonbeam burns, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, so so you help him off the table, and he tells you that his name is Hansi, and that he tells you that he did not realize that she was a vampire, and that he came to the camp in the middle of the night and took Layla by her hand to run away together. And then he
You mean this was
attacked
Layla?
her. Yes. And she turned into a vampire in front of me, and she was trying to sacrifice me on this altar in a ritual to hide her vampire form. And she does it, and she basically sacrifices someone every so many days to keep her form hidden from everybody else.
So, you think her boy toy over with the other family might know about this? Angela's gonna pull out the smelly fan and wave it.
It says no one knew this. That he.
Well, I guess we can guess what happened to her friend now.
Have you seen another young girl?
I'm sorry, Askrim, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I asked if he'd seen the other young girl, the friend of Layla.
No, I have not seen her. But can you go and tell everybody what happened? You see, I am what the Vistani with our world we call Mortu. I'm not allowed to go back to the camp.
What did you do to make them exile you?
That is only for me to know.
Well, goddamn, are we dealing with public urinators, or are we dealing with some real sex offenders here? Come on!
Well, you are Giorgio, you see, and you are not privileged to that information as a Giorgio.
Angela's gonna hand the smelly fan over to the dude. For you.
Okay, so I have a question here, and one that's important and needs answering. This obviously is a huge tragedy, but if Layla has recently become a vampire, then who turned her?
Are you asking this question to?
Ashali wonders aloud.
He looks at you and shrugs that he doesn't know. He's not a vampire.
Well, yeah, thanks to our timely intervention.
Yeah, anybody who starts off with, I'm not a vampire, is kind of suspect all of a sudden.
He looks at you and says, are you a vampire?
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. All right, let's hear. It's probably getting quite dark out at this point. I don't think it's a good idea to go riding through these lands in the middle of the night. Perhaps we should try to make some sort of camp here at this horrible ritual site?
Oh, I am sure we won't have any bad dreams.
No, not at all, huh?
In fact,
I'd
that whole
rather-
that sacrificial stone slab looks pretty comfortable. I'll spread my bedroll out on it.
It's all yours. I'm gonna climb on top of one of these pillars and sleep on there.
All right, everyone, roll me a 1d20. You all spend the night at the stones, but Hasgrim, you have a dream. And all around you in the forest, you hear howling. Dark shapes lope around among the trees, and you feel them calling to you. You can sense them, bloody, dirty, and full of adrenaline. You lift up your head and let loose a howl in return. You drop down to all fours and join in the hunt. As you wake up and realize it was a dream.
I was just joking. I swear.
Joking about what?
Werewolves in the forest? It's always bloody werewolves in the forest, isn't it?
There's always bloody werewolves in the forest. Also dead ones.
Asgram's mumbling to himself as he's very quickly striking camp.
You know, the last time I ran into a werewolf, she was in a cave.
True facts.
Alright, so I suppose that we ought to roll back to the Vistani camp. Is there a corpse of the vampire lady, or did she like turn to dust or what?
There's a corpse here.
Okay. Ashali is going to struggle with her 10 strength to attempt to sling the body over the back of one of the horses.
Angelo
You
shall
put the
assist.
horse onto the horse.
Alright, well, it's going to take all day to get back to the Vistani camp, so we better get moving.
Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go.
No. So you take off on your horses with the corpse of Layla on the back of your horse. And as you woke up in the morning, you're getting ready. You notice that Hansi is no longer there. He's done gone off on his own.
Dummy.
And you arrive at the Moslavrik family's camp, and they see you bringing in the headless body of their daughter, and they ask you, what happened?
Vampires,
Alright.
man.
Let somebody with higher charisma do the talking on this one.
Alright, you see these fucking fangs? That should answer all your questions, right?
They look at you, and see, this is what happens when the Vistani cohort with the Mortu. Only bad can happen. They take her body off and put it on the fire to burn it. We must make sure she's put to rest and doesn't come back as a creature of the night.
Yeah, you gotta mix in the ashes with some powdered garlic, and then you put all that in a sack, and you put that in the river.
Yay, rivers.
A little bit of cornstarch and some grease. You can make yourself some Layla gravy.
She'll never leave you. At least not for the next 7 years.
As the body is burning on the fire, Ashali is going to utter some prayers to the spirits of nature.
Asgrim's
Yeah,
going
I'm
around the
sorry.
camp and handing out like promotional speeches to the children about how to avoid becoming vampires. Step 1, don't wander off into the damn woods at night.
Angelo immediately goes off to wander into the woods alone.
I was going to teach them fun games to play on rainy days, like hopscotch and book reading.
Angelo's having an adventure in the snowy woods.
So,
Hopefully with fewer bears.
with the unfortunate news of their daughter, of not the daughter of Layla, was a vampire and is now dead. They welcome you to stay for a while and
How about no?
learn some of their tricks from the Vistani. If
This
you
is the
so
best
will.
reception I've ever had for decapitating someone's daughter.
This is a splendid plan. Let's stay and participate in this strange wake. But I suppose that we will need to go to the other Vistani family at some point to let them know what has happened so that they realize the wedding is off. Were they expecting a dowry? Perhaps we should take them a gift.
How about a smelly fan?
Do you reckon we should tell the boy that his beloved's dead? Or that she ran off with another man?
Let's go with the truth. I see no reason to lie about this.
He might think he dodged
Her
a bullet if he
girlfriend.
finds out she's a vampire.
Would explain both of their disappearances.
So you head back to the other camp, and standing in front of you is the captain and what's his name?
Oh, I did want to learn the Vistani secrets before we go.
Do you wish to stay with them for 10 days?
I mean, when was the wedding supposed to happen?
In 2 days.
Well, I guess they're going to show up here and then they'll find out about it when they get here.
Yeah, let's stay and learn. Get so sodding drunk that we can't remember who our quest giver was in the first place.
That sounds like an amazing idea. Especially the food part. Oh wait, did you say anything about food? I don't know, I heard about food. Let's go get some food.
Okay, if you guys would just hold on for just a second. So that concludes our adventure for week 4 of our 13 weeks of horror. Thank you for watching my channel tonight, and I welcome you back again. Down below, you'll find the panels with info about me and my next stream time. Also, don't forget you can click follow, the little heart button, and it'll ask you for notifications. You can turn that on to know when I go live next. Also, if you want to participate in any of my Adventure League adventures, you can just join my Discord and send me a message on there. Have a great night.